Way back in the book of Daniel, Babylon, a mighty ancient city, gets a new king, Darius. Daniel has lived in the city since he was a young man and has faced many challenges. Now he is older and very well respected in the city. King Darius placed Daniel as one of 3 to be in charge of his kingdom. Daniel once again has a very important job to do, but people don't often like those who are different. So even though Daniel was wise and fair, he soon had some pretty powerful enemies. And yet, search as they could find nothing bad about him because he was trustworthy and did everything the very best he could. Finally, these men said, "We will never find any basis for charges against this man Daniel unless it has something to do with the law of his God." So a plan was hatched. The administrators and the rulers went as a group to the king and said,
"O King Darius, live forever. The royal leaders have all agreed that the king should enforce the decree that anyone who prays to any god or man during the next 30 days, except to you, O king, shall be thrown into the lion's den."
King Darius agreed with this and puts the decree in writing. Daniel found out that the king had signed the order. In spite of that, he did just as he had always done before. He went home to his upstairs room. Its windows opened towards Jerusalem, and he went to his room 3 times a day to pray. He got down on his knees and gave thanks to his God. The jealous leaders saw everything they needed. They gathered as a group and went to tell the king.
"Daniel pays no attention to you or the law you have decreed. He still prays 3 times a day."
When the king heard this, he was distressed. Determined to save Daniel, he made every effort until sundown to protect him. But the law had to be obeyed. The king gave the order, and they brought Daniel and threw him into the lion's den. The king said to Daniel, "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you." The king couldn't sleep that night, and at the first light of dawn, he rushed to the lion's den. He called out to Daniel, "Has your God been able to rescue you from the lions?" Daniel answered, "O king, my God sent his angel and shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me, because I was found innocent in his sight." The king was overjoyed and gave orders to lift Daniel out of the den. The king knew God had delivered Daniel and gave a command that the rulers who had tricked him were to be sent to the lions themselves. Daniel was a man who loved God with all of his heart, soul, and mind. He gave God everything and made choices that honored him. King Darius restored Daniel to honor and wrote a letter commending everybody to worship the living God. What an ending!